Well, let's talk some more about the president because he's keeping his focus today on his signature health care law. The president is heading to Dallas to thank volunteers who are helping people enroll in the Affordable Care Act marketplaces. And while the president heads out of town, Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius handles the fight on Capitol Hill. Right now, she's testifying in front of the Senate Finance Committee. The administration is doing more damage control as reports from Obamacare contractors indicate even more problems with the October rollout than previously thought. We're going to monitor this hearing. As you can see, it has not begun, and we'll bring you news as it warrants. Secretary Sebelius is sure to face blistering criticisms, though, in that hearing, not only over the website debacle, but also over the false assurances that Americans could keep their current insurance plans if they wanted to. You may remember this colorful exchange from Sebelius's last appearance on Capitol Hill.
Some people like to drive a Ford, not a Ferrari, and some people like to drink out of a red Solo cup, not a crystal stem. You're taking away their choice.
That's Republican Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, and she joins us this morning from her home district in Nashville. Good morning.
Good morning.
You didn't mince words with Kathleen Sebelius, and many Americans would say Sebelius certainly deserved it. But now I think Americans want solutions. Listen to what your fellow Republican Chris Christie had to say.
I think that the party's got to focus on winning again. You know, sometimes I feel like our party cares more about winning the argument than they care about winning elections. And if you don't win elections, you can't govern. And if you can't govern, you can't change the direction of a state like we've done in New Jersey.
In other words, quit trying to win an argument you've already won and govern. So I guess my question to you, are Republicans willing to sit down with Democrats to come up with some solutions?
I think we've had plenty of solutions we've been putting forward for going back to 2006, actually, Carol, and we agree. There are problems that need to be solved. We're going to begin next week with another way to let individuals keep their health insurance that they like. And Congressman Fred Upton's bill that addresses that matter will be on the floor of the House next week.
Are Democrats on board? Did he discuss this with Democrats before he's going to introduce the legislation?
You know, we already have 100 co-sponsors, and I have to tell you, we're hearing from Democrats, we're hearing from independent constituents, we're hearing from some of the Democrats in the Senate that they also agree that individuals ought to be able to keep these plans. They like them, they like their doctors, they don't want to have to change. And people want to find something that is going to suit their needs, that is going to fill their needs. Many people have been happy with their insurance. Many have been happy with health savings accounts, and that has fit their needs. And Carol, what we want to do is solve these problems.
Let's go back to the insurance plans because, you know, we like to deal in facts. So about 5% of Americans, roughly 16 million people, will lose coverage because their plans don't meet the minimum guidelines set by Obamacare. The truth is that's bad, but not in all cases, not when people have bad plans, and not when you realize that pre-Obamacare, from late 2008 to mid-2009, 14,000 people every day lost their health insurance. That's the problem Obamacare tried to solve. So how would this piece of legislation that Republicans will introduce solve that problem?
It will let those individuals who are in the individual and small business marketplace keep plans that have been offered to them. Now, the essential benefit mandate.
What if they're bad plans?
No, but I think that is a subjective view. Now, the
it's not a subjective view. Some of these plans are really bad. It's not.
It is a subjective view. Do you think that a health savings account is good or bad? Now,
I'm talking about an insurance plan.
That is an insurance plan, and that is an offering that has been there. Do you realize health savings accounts have been the most popular offering, and more people have gravitated to those because they take responsibility for their initial health insurance components up to a certain point, and they're able to go in and talk with the physician and say, I'm going to pay cash for this procedure. What are you going to charge me for it? Now, that is something that is helpful to the consumer. Then they have a catastrophic care or major medical plan after they hit that $5,000 benchmark.
Well, let me interrupt you for just a second.
But these are workable, good plans.
Let me interrupt you for just a second because Kathleen Sebelius has just taken the chair. That's Max Baucus. He's the chairman of the committee, the Senate committee, and he'll make an opening statement. And then Kathleen Sebelius will answer more questions. What in your mind is the point of this? Haven't we heard enough from Kathleen Sebelius?
When we're looking at the out-of-control cost of this, of the website, of the rollout, when we're looking at the cost to the consumer with the escalating rate of healthcare costs, when we're looking at the reduction of choice and options in the healthcare insurance marketplace, as I said, some like a red Solo cup, some like a crystal stem. Individuals want to be able to make these choices, and we're seeing a contraction of those choices in the marketplace. The oversight and the due diligence that we are doing is proper. We have been at it for a couple of years. We're going to stay at it. The American people do not want fewer choice and options. They want more.
Don't these hearings have to end, and don't lawmakers have to sit down and fix things, govern, come up with solutions, just like Chris Christie said? Because you can sit and you can win an argument every day and say you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, and perhaps those people are wrong. But at some point, don't you have to sit down and come up with solutions and
we're doing
stop
that.
Pointing fingers?
Let me give you two examples. We're doing that. I am co-chairing a data security and privacy working group, bipartisan. I have been joined by Democrats and Republicans as original co-sponsors on a mobile medical app bill called the Software Act. And this is going to allow a process for all these mobile medical applications that increase access to health care in our rural and underserved areas, and by individuals who want to take more responsibility in their health care. Those are the type solutions we want to see. We also would like to see a cross-state line purchase of health insurance. One of the things that there is bipartisan agreement for now is a delay of Obamacare. Let's suspend this, because there are so many problems. They're popping up every day. There are new problems that arise every day, just as you mentioned.
I'm glad that you're saying these things, because these are the things that people want lawmakers to sit down and discuss, not have more hearings pointing fingers. So thank you for informing us this morning. Congressman Marsha Blackburn, thank you so much.
Happy to be with you. Thank you, Carol.
Sure. Still to come in the newsroom, he's a political powerhouse for Republicans, so will more party faithful take a page out of Chris Christie's winning playbook? We'll talk about that next.